action of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg with the fourth member of our team, Doris Burke. This is the last stop for the 76ers before returning back to Philadelphia. With most of their upcoming games taking place at home, they have a chance here to make a nice little push.
I think looking at the Sixers, they've made some very good strides when you compare this squad to last year's team.
Well, you think about the expectations, Clark, coming into this season. I mean, I think people thought they would be okay, but no one thought that they would be this good. And now all of a sudden there's a lot of optimism surrounding this team. I mean, they've excited their fans, and I think they've got a lot to look forward to.
And brought to you by State Farm. Look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Young out there with LaVoy Allen. Then it's Richardson, then it's Evan Turner, and it's Holiday in at the point guard. And for the Raptors, Bargnani and Valanciunas, the combo out front. Their backcourt is Lowry and DeRozan, and it's Fields in at the 3 slot. Allen right side over Valanciunas. Allen's shot is off.
A part of growing as a team is getting better and better on the defensive end, and that's exactly what Philadelphia did a year ago. They were up near the top of the charts in terms of defensive statistics.
Oh, ridiculous. Pour it down that time. He's definitely showing some real sweet dunking skills here.
Are you kidding me? Oh, my gosh. What a play.
Yeah, that was spectacular.
Special thanks to Sprite for that sweet replay. Back to Lowry. DeRozan with the lead pass. The shot by Lowry, no good.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
And Holiday kicks to Allen. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Allen's got his first bucket in this one. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, Kevin. Doug Collins and I chatted for just a bit. He told me there aren't many big men with the mobility and length of a Jonas Valanciunas, and that he's a player they really have to account for. He said JV's still developing his skill set, but there just aren't that many people in the world of his size. And you factor in his motor, he can really impact the game. Guys, we'll see how they try to deal with him.
And as always, Doris, thank you.
Well, let's take a look at where Philadelphia ended up rank-wise in the league last year. First in fewest turnovers a game. 7th in rebounding. And they were in the top 10 in assists. A lot of good passers on this team and guys that are willing to make the extra pass as well.
And this is a smart team, Clark, because you talked about the turnovers, #1 in the league in terms of fewest mistakes. And that's when they were at their best. When they controlled the action offensively, they were able to execute without making mistakes, and that allowed them to set up their defense at the other end. And, this was a really well-disciplined club.
My goodness, he sure can get off the ground.
One of the best in the business for sure. You're right.
Such an imposing finisher around the rim. Intimidating to the defense, really.
Pass to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. From deep three-point range. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
Well, when you think about Evan Turner, you think about the ball handling, the passing, the rebounding. Second overall pick back in 2010. He's really worked at his shot, too. That's been his only weakness as a pro. But that's gotten better, and I think as you watch him develop over the next few years, it will improve dramatically.
Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. You take a look at Calderon, top 5 in the NBA, and his teammates love him.
Now, very few guys pass the ball better than he did. Just great open court vision.
And the Raptors making a change here. Johnson's checked in. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Terrell Wright's checked in for Evan Turner. And for Turner, the good news offensively is he's pretty good, finishing close to the basket.
Yeah, his ball handling is tight. He's got a nice rush hour handle to him. He's got a good work ethic. He's a perfectionist, sometimes to a fault, but you like the fact that he cares and wants to be good and wants to win. His shooting form has been revamped, and he'll continue to get better there. So I think he's going to be really an outstanding pro for a long time.
I got to love the low post offense. That was beautiful.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right. Wide open. Here's Young. Blanketed by the D. Fights to the rim for the layup.
And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for him. At some points, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
Here's Calderon. And again, Toronto, no luck.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
Here's Wright. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Well, there was a lack of discipline on their part in that game, guys. They committed a lot of silly fouls, and it hurt them.
It sure did. I mean, they just didn't seem to figure out how to defend without fouling, Steve. That was just almost hard to comprehend.
With the basket. The 76ers leading by 11. Turner with it. Coming off a stellar performance against Boston. Young outside. 3-pointer. That's good. Young's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
This game is really going their way early. What a lead they've built up.
And that's thanks to their performance offensively. In large measure, I mean, they're actually scoring with ease here.
The first quarter kick.
The 76.
Next Sunday, Josh.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And a comfortable margin here for the 76ers guys.
Yeah, this team played an excellent first quarter offensively, moving the ball and getting a good flow to their offense. That's why you see those big assist totals.
Yeah, very timely passing for them, Steve, and that's why they've been able to jump out to this lead.
Bargnani and Valanciunas, the combo out front. Terrence Ross is out there with Lowry, and it's Fields in at the small forward. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Yes, Kevin, DeMar DeRozan is still developing his outside touch, but he has shown an ability to go inside, finish, or draw fouls. And Dwayne Casey wants him to stay at it. The coach said, we want him to go at guys. Go at the shoulder. Don't veer. Don't avoid contact. I'm a big believer that in any sport, you can't have fear of going to a guy's body. You want him to almost treat it like a football hole and bust through and get to the rim. Kevin, with DeRozan's great athleticism, he's got the quickness and strength to do it.
Sure does. Thanks, Doris. Here's Ross. They get it back. Bargnani hangs, and he sails in for the layup.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Shooting one.
The Raptors shooting their first free throw of the game. A new group in now for the Raptors. Ed Davis is checked in for Bargnani. Linus Kleza comes in for Landry Fields. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Ross. And it's Calderon in for Kyle Lowry. Just his first attempt. Shot is off. So the Raptors will take it the other way. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of the 76ers this year.
Well, these two clubs have 4 divisional battles to play this season, so let's get ready to enjoy this first one. And another quick strike for them. No question which team is running the fast break better here today.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been lethal in transition, Steve. It's one of the reasons they're out in front.
Scooped up. DeRozan. The second chance bucket is good. DeRozan's got 5 points so far.
Well, the thing that comes to mind to me is how effective he is around the rim. And he can finish with either hand and finish strong.
And something else everybody loves about him is his ability to do the sensational and spectacular. His dunks simply defy description.
And some changes here for the 76ers. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Young. Young comes in for Jason Richardson. And it's Turner in for Drew Holiday. And Steve touched on it, Clark. 4 games between them this season. There's no way those games won't have a lot to do with how this division is going to shape up at the end of the year.
Kevin, there's no question about that at all. I mean, this series is going to have a huge influence on the playoff race, not just for these two teams, but for the rest of the division as well.
Now here's Turner. Tight defense on him. Young. Three-pointer right. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Here is Kleza. Here's Davis. He goes up again. The rebound by Turner. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by.
Well, of the two teams offensively, they've been more oriented towards those mid-range shots.
Yeah, Steven, they're focused on getting open quality looks, whether it's from behind the arc or inside the arc, and right now it's been more inside the arc.
And Klaiser gets it to go.
Well, he can shoot the three. We know that, but I'm not sure the D does. I mean, they weren't anywhere near him on that possession.
Well, Kevin, look here at last year in the NBA where the Raptors ranked. 12th in free throw percentage, 14th in assists. As for the rebounding numbers, not as strong as you would think. Top 20 in the league. They certainly are capable of better.
Here's what Philadelphia is going with right now. Young comes in for Spencer Hawes. And it's Holiday in for Jarrell Wright.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
And let's check up here with Damon Bruce. Damon, what do you have for us?
Kevin, thanks very much. Let's take a look now. Some NBA action in progress. The Pacers are in a close one against the Washington Wizards. A tie game in quarter number 2 out there. It's Paul George leading them in scoring. It's a close game for the Mavericks going up against the Charlotte Bobcats. A lot left to be decided there. That one just in the second quarter. That's all for us here in the studio. Now let's get back to Kevin Harlan and the gang. Kev, take it away.
Okay, Damon, thanks a lot. We'll be listening into Damon for the Sprint Halftime Report coming up in just a moment.
Yeah, this will be fun watching some of these competitive games today and see what happens. All those games still very much up in the air.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, before Dwayne Casey took over as head coach of the Raptors, he worked as an assistant on that NBA champion Dallas Mavericks squad. He was largely responsible for implementing a lot of their very effective zone defenses. Asked whether we could expect to see more zone from the Raptors, Casey said, "You've got to be a good man-to-man team in the NBA before you start putting in the zone. I didn't want to distort that idea and say, hey, we can play zone if things don't work out. Our rock has to be our man-to-man. Guys, Casey doesn't want any shortcuts defensively."
Well, at this level, sometimes that zone's not going to work, Doris. They've got to be solid in man. Klaiser misses. Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against the Boston Celtics.
They took advantage of an opposing defense that looked completely out of sorts in that game, guys.
Yeah, they didn't come up against much resistance at all. I mean, they had success with pretty much whatever they tried.
Outside Holiday. Turner. It's blocked. They recover it.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
The 76ers shooting their first free throws of the game.
And it's something they know that if they improve, can really have a big impact on their success.
And the 76ers making a change here. He's perfect from the line this time. Taken away by Holiday. From midcourt. Can't get it to go. And so that's the end of the first half. 76ers.
Now, presented by Sprint.
39.
I hope your weekend's off to a... For the Celtics, they'll...
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
Evan Turner having a fantastic game. He's got 10 points and 4 assists as well. I tell you what, his halftime rest was well-earned and well-deserved. He worked hard in that first half.
And it paid major dividends, Clark. His output offensively was off the charts.
76ers ball.
Taking a look at the 76ers. Holiday out there with Richardson. Then it's Young. Then there's Lavoy Allen. And it's Turner in at the small forward position.
It's been 4 years now and counting for the Raptors since they made the playoffs. Overall, the franchise found their way into the playoffs early, but it's been hard getting back there recently.
Raptors trail by 15. Here's DeRozan. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. DeRozan's got the first bucket of the third here for the Raptors. The feed to Turner. Gives him the lead pass. That's good. And with so many stars coming and going, Bosh and Tracy McGrady, it seems each time, Steve, that Toronto gets a team that can make the playoffs, they lose their centerpiece.
Yeah, that's going to be important in the future. Can they hang on to their players? It's one of the reasons I think they've gone with a more European feel to their club. It's an international city, Toronto is. And I think the franchise feels like if they draft European players, they're more likely to be able to hang on to them than they would be the American stars.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
Well, the one thing about Philadelphia last year, guys, was they didn't have a star. So they really had more of an ensemble cast where 4 or 5 different players could beat you on any one given night. And that can be a problem, though, when the game slows down. And Philly found that out later on in the season when they kind of ran out of energy.
Raptors trail by 16. Three-pointer, Lowry, but they'll get another chance. Here's Fields. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got rebound number 5 here tonight. On the wing, Jason Richardson. Over Bargnani. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Back to what you said, it's these tough stretches where players go cold and things don't go your way. You know, Clark, that's when Philly needed a star to lean on.
And that's what seems to be the difference between the top teams and just the really good teams, Kevin. Having that go-to guy. And it doesn't have to be production. That's a big part of it. But leadership is really an aspect of that go-to guy as well, to be able to weather the storms when things aren't going as smoothly as you like. I think Philly still needs to be able to identify somebody to fill that role for him.
Valanciunas dishes to Lowry. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Tipped. Back to Bargnani. Feeds it to Lowry. Shot clock at 6. Over Holiday. And it's Lowry again missing.
Just 1 make and 4 tries here to start the second half. You know, when you look at Kyle Lowry, he's just barely 6 feet tall, but he is feisty and furious. I mean, he's a mighty mini at the point guard position. I think he's kind of pit bull-like, quite honestly.
I'm sure they'd like to get more shots like that one.
And the 76ers call time here. Going back to Lowry, who's out of Villanova, a Philly guy for that matter, and that might account for maybe some of that grittiness, Steve, that Clark was just talking about.
Yeah, he's very physical. You know, not the biggest guy, but he's strong. He takes charges. He's a good defender. And he's also really a good rebounder for a player his size.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Lavoy Allen. Wright comes in for Evan Turner. And Nick Young is subbed in for Jason Richardson.
He's been producing all night. It's up to the rest of his team to start kicking in a little bit.
Wright sets a screen for Young. Here's Holiday. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Holiday's got his first basket. Here's Fields. No good.
Yeah, and you see Doug Collins, coach of the Sixers, real veteran in this league. He's had coaching stops in Chicago, Detroit, Washington, and now Philadelphia.
Young. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Looks for Bargnani, gets it to him. Young with the steal. Now the 76ers on the break.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
That's another one for his highlight reel. Just one of many dunks we've seen him throw down like that.
But Clark, it never gets old, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Steve, something else?
No, not for me. I mean, I'm always ready to see more of those.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Sprite. And for the terrific Doug Collins, 10 years in all as an NBA head coach, leading his team to the playoffs in 7 of those seasons.
And at every stop, Kevin, Collins' teams have improved defensively. And it's been no different with the Sixers. They had a 14-win improvement in his first season. And, of course, last year they continued to improve. Boston to 7 games in the conference semifinals. So this team has really made dramatic strides under Doug Collins.
Lowry against Holiday. Fires, high post, offensive rebound, and Hawes kicks to Young. A three-pointer off the mark.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide-open look.
Here's DeRozan, and it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Young's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Kicks it to Hawes. It's off his leg. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. Ross is checked in for Landry Fields. Philadelphia also making some changes. Lavoy Allen's checked in for Hawes. Turner comes in for Darrell Wright. And it's Richardson in for Nick Young. Holiday with it. Lowry picks him up. Allen passes to Richardson. Young. Here's Allen. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Valanciunas has got 7 rebounds in the game. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. The 76ers leading by 15. Richardson kicks to Holiday. Over Lowry. The 76ers again can't hit it. Now here is Bargnani. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. 76.
Tune in next Sunday night.
Okay, back. 4th quarter action starting up, and we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for the Sprite Uncontainable Game segment. Doris?
Well, Kev, the 76ers have had the uncontainable game in this one. No big errors on their part, and they've been the team that wants it more so far. It's that extra bounce in their step that has been the difference maker for them. Thanks
a lot, Doris. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. So the Raptors 5 right now. They've got Lennis Kleza. Davis is out there with Amir Johnson. Then there's Calderon, and it's Ross in at the shooting guard. Gets the bucket.
Points in the paint have been the main course, or main entree, if you will. They just keep pounding it inside.
Well, they're seeing no resistance defensively in the paint area, so the defense has got to be tougher.
Pass to Richardson. The 3 is launched. Toronto grabs the miss.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Gets the bucket.
Okay, that's more like it. A nice job here in the second. I mean, their field goal percentage is way up compared to what they did in the first half, where they shot a very low percentage. It actually was just above 30%.
The 15-footer. Shot no good. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
You know, some really good games going on today, guys, and the one that captures my eye is the Utah one.
Turner dishes to Wright. It's Richardson on the wing for 3. Gets it to go.
I like the way that he has really stayed aggressive from that three-point line after not making a single one before the halftime.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Bargnani is checked in for Davis. Landry Fields comes in for Lennis Kleza. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Ross. And it's Lowry in for Jose Calderon. And then for Philadelphia, Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Lavoy Allen. And it's Holiday in for Darrell Wright. Let's now catch up with what's going on around the NBA as we go to our studios. Here's Damon Bruce.
Kevin, there are other games going on in the East, so let's have a look. For the Pacers in Indiana, we find them trailing to Washington. Second half of basketball going on in a tight one. It's Paul George leading them in scoring. For the Dallas Mavericks, they have the lead against the Bobcats at Time Warner Cable Arena. About halfway through the second in that one, their top scorer, O.J. Mayo. That's it for us now. Back to Kevin Harlan.
Great update, Damon. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely a busy schedule today. A lot of games going on, including the one we're watching here right now. Gotta love the NBA. A lot of great basketball all over the country.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yeah, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin. You know what makes it difficult to guard Bargnani is that he's 7 feet tall, but he's got shooting range out to about 25 feet. So the big man on the defense has to stay out with him on the perimeter, and that really opens up the floor for anything you want to do offensively.
It sure does open up the floor, Steve, and he can get into a rhythm too. If he gets a few good looks at the hoop and is feeling it, he'll get hot real quickly with his size and shooting touch there. It isn't much you can do to stop him. Raptors trail by 20. And here's DeRozan. Can't hit from in close.
And that's the way it's been. A big margin for them in the rebounding category.
You know, sometimes you got to get down and dirty and do the dirty work. And in this one, they've done it, and it's paid off on the scoreboard in a big way.
And Fields kicks to Johnson. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
Difficult to explain that turnover. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did, but he really lost his place on the court.
And the Raptors making a change here. Valanciunas is checked in. Lavoy Allen's checked in for the 76ers. Now Holiday. He kicks it to Richardson. Back to Holiday. Leads him in there. Turner. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrea Bargnani. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, there's so much great talent in the league right now. And as you guys look around, how many surefire Hall of Famers do you see? I mean, KG, Duncan, Kobe, Kidd, probably Ray Allen.
Yep.
Nash and Dirk, I guess, would be in there too.
Yep.
Ross, he's checked in for Toronto. And then for Philadelphia, Hawes comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Nick Young is subbed in for Drew Holiday.
Well, after a horrible half of shooting, they've bounced back here in the second half and picked up their shooting percentage quite nicely.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. To the middle. Jumps up. Ross, that's good. Steve, all those guys you just talked about, Garnett, Duncan, Kobe Bryant, I mean, they all seem like locks in the Hall in my book. Any we missed?
Well, Jason Kidd, for sure. You know, looking down the road, LeBron, obviously, Dwayne Wade. There's some amazing talent in the NBA right now. Durant ultimately is a Hall of Famer as well. So, look out, man!
Did you see that?
Oh, we got to see that one again, guys. We got to see that again.
I need a replay. I'm not sure what I just looked at.
And the replay, of course, presented by Sprite. What a play. Bargnani inside. It's stolen by Allen. And Turner with a clear path to the rack. So it's Richardson with the jam.
And that should definitely do it. Now it's starting to get out of hand.
Yeah, they're not just running to the finish line. They're running through the finish line right here. They're piling it on a bit.
Valanciunas passes to Bargnani. And again, Toronto no luck.
You know, he's so confident, sometimes to a fault, and that showed right there. That's a bad shot.
Exactly. I mean, that's self-inflicted damage right there. There are a lot better options than what he took.
Ross. Back to Bargnani. He passes to Valanciunas for Hawes. And their work on the board pays off with the second chance points. 12 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Turner with it. And the official signals a backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Amir Johnson. Landry Fields.
Here's Calderon. Misses the shot. So it's the 76ers winning this.
Your Raptors, 52. The 76ers, 77.
Hold up, son. Word. Yeah. To all the and the $100 billers. For real, so ain't got no feelings.